Howdy folks, it's Turtle here and welcome back to Eternia SMP, the best place on the planet to play Minecraft 1.20. And I'm just having some yoga in my Zen garden here that I haven't been to since I built it. Kind of interesting that I feel like I need a sword in my Zen garden, but you never know, always have to have protection on you no matter what. But here we are, we have a massive update for you today, absolutely massive. My plan was to do a bunch of these builds, which you're going to see, on camera with you, but I got carried away over the past couple of weeks and decided just to keep building and building and building and building and building, and now they're done, and now I have to show you. So essentially, I've finished my city. I know, I had a lot left to do, and I said it was going to take a couple years, but I finished it. Oh my gosh, there's spoilers up there. I guess you can look ahead, but whatever. It's up to you if you want to spoil yourself. I want to show you what I have left to do, though, before I show you what I did do. In this phase of the base area, we still have to finish our section here, which I keep changing my mind exactly what it's going to be. I know my original plan isn't going to work, but it's going to have a regular plan. I can't go to the left too much. I'll spoil something, but anyway, this area, in the far distance to the left of the cursor, I know what I'm going to do there. And then I know what I'm going to do here. It's just how I'm going to do it. And I'll tell you those plans in a future video, either when it's done or when we build it together. Not sure. But looking ahead in the far city area, we got some huge builds here and a bunch of stuff you can't see from here. So let's go over there and I'll give you a tour of the conclusion of the city build because I'm super dang proud of it. And I just can't believe it. Oh yeah, I have to show you this too. Okay, so where we left off was with these things, I think. I think we left off with these things. I don't remember where we left off. I don't know. It's been a while since I've recorded a video. The stuff you did watch recently was recorded very, very long ago. But this is pretty current. If I'm getting this edited, I made this video last night. No, I didn't. Well, let's see. And whatever. Within the last 48 hours I recorded this video, so it's actually really current. Surprise, surprise. That being said, looking into the future, this might be my last video for a couple months because I have my open heart surgery in less than 2 weeks, and I really doubt I'm going to get something built and recorded in those 2 weeks, but never say never. I might find time to build up that whole area and record it and conclude phase 2 before my surgery. Then after surgery, this is phase 3. And then we go to phase 2 backwards after my surgery. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Anyway, with the shaders, just look how awesome that is. That thing there and that thing there. And there's this monstrosity. And there's these little animals, these little tiny animals to talk about. I built a collection pen for my sniffers. And as you can tell, I do have some textures to do. I've been using the pitcher pods and torchlight flowers, even though the textures aren't done yet, and I've been using cherry blossoms too, even though the textures aren't done yet, but I plan on doing these before my surgery if I can. We'll see. Anyway, so the first thing to show you is you walk down here, and oh my goodness, we have a sniffer pen, which they dug down a block and they're still taller than that, but it works and they collect things. And when they collect things, you go over here into this cool fancy area I made, and they get collected. Now I've probably had a total of 100 of each, which are growing somewhere else. I have a temporary farm for these, which was over by that blank space. I didn't want to spoil it before we got here. And inside it's just a rail going back and forth with a comparator, so it stops enough to dump into a hopper, which goes into here. Exactly same contraption I use for my skeleton farm. It's incredibly simple. I'm not going to show it to you, but it's so simple. Anyway, one thing's bugging me here, and that is the step. I wish I could make like path steps. I could make mud brick steps without stick out like a sore thumb. So what can we do about that? We can make a birch instead. So now we have a birch one. Alright, the other thing I wanted to do with this build, I know it's very simple, and no landscaping on purpose, by the way. It's all clean on purpose. I didn't forget to do anything. And it's lit up, of course, with way too many lights, just because it's aesthetics as well as light. And yes, they're very tall, and I showed you how they collect. So what I want to do right now is I want to breed one. Isn't that how you breed them? Don't you breed them with torchflower seeds? Why can't I breed them? Come on. I need to breed you before it runs out. There we go. That was weird. Is it because the fence is in the way? Probably. So they're going to make a baby. We all know how this works. You know, you've seen this already. And I mean, like, you know, you've seen animals make babies before. And it's going to lay an egg which should get collected by the choo-choo train. Right? So let me come down here and check out this, which I just love this really busy granite thing. There's our egg. So we're going to plant it. We're going to lay it, whatever. And then, well, 3. And then they'll go around collecting seeds for me. There we go. And yeah, and then I'll just grow them somewhere. I'm going to have a permanent farm somewhere to grow these things. I just don't know where yet. It'll be somewhere. I do have some ideas. So there's my sniffer farm thing. So you come down here. Oh yeah, I got that house blocked by trees, right? On the older houses. And I showed you how you collect it, and you can look around, and you can look back there, and it's all fenced off, so you don't bother the neighbor's property, right? And then you come down here, and you're like, oh, there's some trails that are unofficial. That's why there aren't steps. Remember, when I make unofficial trails, there aren't steps because people have decided to wander off on their own and make a mess of things. And that's what, oh yeah, shoot, that's why that was like that. As you can see in there. There we go. So there you go, unofficial trails. Look, there's a neighbor's property again. More unofficial trails. Look into the scary birch woods. Again, all clean, no landscaping on purpose. So what is this, do you ask? It is a tower. You can look out. It says, have fun. Warning, no rallying at top. Fall, death risk. Okay. Check up the tower. This is a build that I actually did in my personal creative world a million years ago for this server. I just didn't know when and where I was going to build it. It's all lit up here, of course. And you can look around. There has a railing here because there's not much to look at. Boy, I'm inspired to build out this whole area now. Oh, for some reason I've been super hung up on going across this bridge this way and taunting the pillager people. But I should really build this peninsula up. Right? Why don't I build this area next? Well, I still want to go out here and block off the pillagers. So I want to count how many blocks are able to spawn and then build a fence around them so they can't walk over here. Because if I build here, I will get close enough that they'll render in and they might start to wander. So I do have to block them off the outpost before I do any building out here. I didn't even think of building here. Whatever, doesn't matter. They still have that huge area way down there to the south to work on too. Which I'm scared of because every time I'm down there, there's creepers coming from somewhere. And I cannot for the life of me figure out where they're coming from. But anyway, if you're up here, you can see the addition to the skyline. We'll talk about this building in a second, but admire it while you can because we're looking at it. And then we'll talk about all that stuff in a minute. And that thing over there in a minute. And then this big monstrosity here. Those are all the new things to talk about. So this whole section... Oops, am I doing F1? This whole section of the base I built up off camera. Goodness gracious. But anyway, if you want, you can jump off and try to land on the green, on the slime. You could try. But you might end up hurting yourself. So let's send the cart back down and let's try to jump and land on the green. And I did it. Ooh, and we bounced so high that we had to fly away. That's not why that's there, but you can use it. So anyway, the cart came back to where it was, right? So there you go. And of course, everything is all lit up and safe in this entire area. Now should be completely 100% spawn proof except for that open area there, which we'll build up later. Alrighty, we're going around this circle. I guess we'll come back to this. And this is just like a little, it's not a park, it's kind of like a parkour thing. I thought of it more of like a bounce, not bounce house, but like a trampoline park type thing, right? Because you can come here and if you fall off any of these, you land and bounce. But there is one way through this, and it is possible because I did complete it off camera, but it's hard. You gotta like jump and go over here. Well, that wasn't so bad. And you gotta kind of Jump and go over there. Duh. I wasn't supposed to land on that one. You're supposed to land on that one. Then you go over there. Then you go here. And then this one, you actually have to jump and fall and land on the ladder. And then you go on this one. Then you go on this one. And then you come down. It can be done, but it takes a lot of practice. So I'm not going to do it right now. You can come over and try if you want. It's not difficult. It's probably medium difficulty, but it's just something fun I wanted to do. These two things here I've had planned for maybe a year. I just needed to figure out when and where I was going to build them. So there you go. And then it keeps the skyline open here so you can see the skyline from this area. So if we do ever build up this area, you can see through these things and still see the skyline. If I put tall buildings here, you won't be able to see anything. And I was done with tall buildings, but I decided to put that one in, which we'll talk about last. So let's go back around here. Check this out, the landscaping while we're here. Again, I have some textures to finish, but I decided to use this stuff anyway. And I already know I'm going to use for the cherry blossom thing. I'm going to use that thing that dribbles stuff from above that petal thing. I'm going to use that texture for these maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. For torchlight, I want to use a texture that glows, and same with that. I want that to glow. I did take pictures of my neighbor's flowers to use as an example. Landscaping is not incomplete. I just kept it clean. Oh, and the last time I was on the server, there was a wandering trader and his llamas hanging out on top of this roof. It's kind of funny. But anyway, you're looking at this thing. What is this monstrosity? It is a full build, which means it's not a facade. It's actually full build with full units. They're unfurnished though, because nobody wants to live here because it's kind of nasty. This is like the cheap condo thing where it used to be really nice and then it got nasty and it's completely vacant. No one wants to live here. But what is it called? It's called the Cool Pool Condos. Cool Pool Condos. And I kept this. This is original to when I discovered the area. I kept that just like I kept all these water features. These broken water features, which are, oh, up there's one. I kept all that stuff. This place is so big though, it has two addresses, 30 and 34 Turtle Bum Parkway. But anyway, it's a U-shaped condo place, low in the front, high in the back, pool in the middle. That's exactly what I've been imagining. This is also a build I've been imagining before I even built up any of this. I just don't know where to put it. And it has fences because people wanted to jump off into the hole. Not to hurt themselves, but just because they're dumb. So they had to put fences around like this. Maybe they're electrified. Who knows? But anyway, you can kind of see it in the hallways here. Stuff like that. So let's go inside. And I'm talking kind of quickly because I don't want this to be like an hour-long video. Again, you can see out the windows. Man, just a bunch of units. You can see in the units. I don't know why there are windows there, but there are. And then you can see out the windows because that's what it is. First floor, yeah, this is concrete powder, by the way, because the material I hadn't used yet. It's all lit up, of course, spawn-proof. Higher ceilings on the first floor units. And the end units are the biggest, of course. And these windows going into the thing. This whole thing actually reminds me of a water park in Duluth, Minnesota. There's a new hotel with the water park, but it's connected to an older part. And the older part is kind of like this, kind of like a motel, sort of. And then there's windows on the side going to look at the Lake Superior, which is beautiful. But there are also little windows like this to the hallway. And as you can guess, people forget to close the shades when they're changing the swimsuits. And it's, you just either don't look or you try not to get caught looking when you walk down the hallway. That's what this reminds me of, because there's a pool up here and it's called the Cool Pool Condos. Gee, that's hard to say. These units, they just look in the back at the big old sniffer monster things. And then you come here, and yes, everything is lit up appropriately. This is just pool storage and maintenance and things, but you can walk down here and kids can screw around down here and mess around. I just try to use mixed materials. And yes, you do have to go outside to go to the second story. Kind of motelish, even though it's a condo. Who planned that? Second story, here's your pool. And people left their towels because they're rude. In a chase lounge if you want to. And yeah, they do have adults only hours at the pool, so you can have more European style bathing if you'd like. Here's the railing that we know we can jump over, but people don't know that. And then they don't try to collect the iron down there. Anyway, it's a nice pool. It's cold. The heater's broken and hasn't been maintained in years, but you know, you can use it if you want to. And go upstairs. Oh, this is the second floor here. Second floor, same as the first, except there are only 2 levels instead of 3 because you have the ceiling above you. But there's a good view of the city, the new part of the city, the old part of the city, and there's no one wants to live here. Apparently, probably because of these windows. People don't want to live here because of these windows, probably, because they don't have curtains. And there's the egg. It hasn't grown up yet. It'll hatch eventually. Anyway, coming down here, and of course this other side over here is the same thing, but you get a different view. Alrighty, so there you go. If you want to go to the 3rd floor, first of all, you gotta stop watching people at the pool. You gotta go back out this door and go up to the 3rd floor. And I intentionally made it that every story has different types of stairs. Oh yeah, there's some torchlight flowers. Every story has different stairs to get up. You can't just get in the stairwell and go. We gotta like walk around a little bit. Rallying to people stay off the dang roof. Everything's lit up. Not for airplanes, but for mobs. You come in here, 3rd floor. This is more limited now, of course, because this is where the building is taller in the back, shorter in the front. Partly because I wanted it to look that way. I think it's super cool. There's a building here in Minneapolis that they've converted that is exactly like this, except people do live there. It's like $3,000 a month for like a 1-bedroom or something. It's ridiculous. It's more than Los Angeles, but people want to live there, and they do. And the pool is always insanely busy. And you come up here. How to get to the 4th floor, do you ask? Well, there's stairs here. Here's new stairs. Interesting. So now we're on the 4th floor. You can kind of see you in the distance now a little bit further to the rich houses. Library, just for aesthetics. You can't really get any books there. 4th floor, right? Similar, except the views are getting better. But you say how to get to the 5th floor. Well, there's a secret staircase back here, and they had to repair some of it. That's why it's different color. So now we're on the 5th floor and the top floor. And now there you go. It's a little bit taller than the other floors, but you can look out. You can see things. And can't quite see the top of that building, though. That's how high it is. That was the point. But I can have a better look now at a few things, right? Looking around. Maybe I'll build that up someday. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? And you can almost see the lava pool. Yeah, you can a little bit. So there you go. 5th floor, final floor. A little bit more comfortable, a little bit brighter. Still got these silly windows where people can watch you in your unit. And the baby is not grown up yet. And they can, by the way, hit 6 or 20 blocks each before it needs to be a fresh block again. I don't know if it's commutative. I don't know if you need 60 for 3 or just 20 for each or for all. I don't know. But that's 74, I think. So there you go. All right, there's our cool pool condos. All 5 stories where every floor you get there differently. And the pool's ice cold. But it's fun. I'm proud of this build. It took a long time, but I'm super proud of it. And I wouldn't have built it any other way. I'm so happy with that. All right, 2 more builds to get through in this quick video. That's not so quick. Is that a fish? So I've been getting fish and random things in these little ponds. It's kind of funny. 2 more things. Okay, let's do this first. And then we'll do this thing. No, let's do this thing first. So this, you're wondering, is the old fortress, 48 Turtle Bone Parkway. Now what it is simply like the founding first fortress. Because remember, this is the old part of the city, these 3 builds. And this is where they took over an old part and made the newest build. Just like here in Minneapolis, everything is new. St. Paul stayed old. And that's what this is supposed to be. And you'll see why in a moment. I do want to show you, if we leave the city for a second. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Even living nothing out here. I want to show you this fortress quickly. So there you go. It's like this old fortress thing. And look at this wall. So this wall, I decided to connect to it as though it's the original safe thing, safety barrier. But now we have a more modern barrier here with landscaping. But there you go. The old fortress. Nothing terribly fancy from here. But it is fancy if we go inside and look at it. So let's go inside and look at it here. And now it's the next Minecraft day because somebody came to talk to me. So I have to remember where we were. It's like 20 minutes later in real life. Oh yeah. We were going to check out this fortress thing that somehow has new glass in it. That doesn't make any sense. It would be too old for glass. Maybe they wanted to make it more tourist friendly. So anyway, I showed you the back side of the fortress, and I gave you the story behind it with the little wall connecting now. And it's kind of like a ruins, kind of not. So let's go inside and have a peek see. So you walk in, and it kind of has like a ruins feel. So I'm kind of happy about that. Come down here. And I was going to put like storage barrels and things in here, but it would have disintegrated by now anyway. So it's just lit up, spawn proof, and you can look out and get rid of any pillagers. I don't know if you can shoot. Can you shoot arrows through here? Come on, I wanted that. Come on, whatchamacallit, squid? Oh, you can. Huh, cool. I'm probably wasting some whatchamacallit ink. I don't see any ink out there. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, so there's the main floor to attack, and then there's the entry floor, and then you come up here, and here's your lookout, and you can do things when things come get you. Oh, there is ink down there. I'm going to lose it. Oh well. I was doing a project with black glass and black concrete, so I needed a bunch of ink. I swam up and down this river like 3 times and got a couple stacks of ink. I was pretty impressed. Yeah, anyway, so there you go. Here's our fortress thing, our oldest build. And I love how you enter on ground level, but then you go down to stay on ground level. I love buildings like that. And last, but definitely not least, in the old part of town is the newest building, because some arrogant dude decided to build his newest building and erect it in the oldest part of town. So this is probably his favorite erection, maybe, of all the new buildings, but this is definitely interesting. So what is this thing? Well, it replicates a mini version of the IDS Center in Minneapolis, our tallest building, which I was always told there was a law that said nothing could be taller, but apparently that was never true. The other tall buildings around it supposedly were all the same size, 775 feet, but now one building is 775, the other is now 776, and apparently they added to the top of this to make it 792, which I didn't know that. So it's still the tallest building. 52 stories in real life. You cannot go up there. Well, you can if you have like a wedding or a banquet or something at the top. Used to be observation deck in real life, and now it's just a incredibly expensive banquet buffet hall thing. I've never been up there, but that's okay. Let's see. The first time I experienced vertigo in real life, I fainted. I was like 9, going across the skyway. We have the largest skyway system in the world. I looked up and saw this thing, and the clouds are going behind it, just like that. And made me dizzy, and I fainted. It was very scary. But anyway, let's see. Let's talk about it. Sparse landscaping on purpose. Pitcher pods again. Torchlight flowers again. This is preserved. The little water thing. Just a little thing so people don't cut the corner. And you go along, You might have noticed you could also get to this from here. Right? And oh, let's talk about the little pond. This is a little pond, so employees here can come back here and smoke or whatever one they want to do. Just hang out, I guess. I was supposed to put bone meal on those to make them grow. Whoops, whatever. We'll keep them like that, I guess. Let's see. There we go. That's what I meant to do a long time ago, so let's just go like that. All right, this IDS tower, which is not called that in the sim. In Minecraft, I call it something else. I'll show you. It's blue glass with black here, because I think that's where there's some mechanical stuff in real life. Blue and then black again at the top with an observation deck and then a cap on it. We will go up there. Anyway, come down here from either direction. This is all finished. I'm not going to change this dirt or anything. And you come down here. It's called I'm the Tallest Building, 44 North Turtle Bone Parkway. You need a special card access to get in, and immediately you're greeted with chaos. Not really, it's not chaos. You come up and it says elevator. Up here, down there, and first floor lobby. There's no reason to be in the lobby other than to look out if you're too scared to go up there. Only there's no reason to be here. There's nothing here. Now the elevator is glass, and then you have this flooring where the black is on the outside. See how it's a black here? Black glass. There's just a floor there to hang some lights. So everything is safe. And this lower slab, no above it, is not spawnable. Although I could have made it spawnable on purpose. No, because these lights would have gone through the glass. I don't want it to be spawnable anyway, so never mind. Anyway, so you come down below ground level just to go up to ground level. Just why not? Alrighty, here we go. Elevator up. Glass elevator. Doo-doo-doo. Also, that building isn't so tall anymore, is it? And you come shooting out the top. And I did a slightly different elevator system, where the elevators are actually separate here, with glass in between. So we'll go back down there in a minute. But look, so you can see through the floor, through the glass. And the reason why is because in real life, the IDS tower is connected to Crystal Court, which is all glass. It's insane. You're in it, you look down, it's glass. You're eating an expensive meal, it's glass. You look up, you can see the tower through the glass. It's ridiculously crazy. You can look it up. It's won a bunch of awards. Yeah, it's awesome. It's scary, but it's awesome. It's really weird to be eating lunch and then you look down and you can see people, and you look up and you can see the skyscraper. It's really crazy. You have to go there to, or not go there, just Google pictures or whatever. And look, you can look down between the glass. How fun. So this is the observation tower. That hill doesn't look so big anymore, does it? I thought it was huge. I guess it's not a big hill. Next to it is where I want base 2.0 though. And then over here you can see, yeah, that was tall when I built it. Not anymore. We're going to block off the outpost. And then eventually be able to see what I'm going to build over here. Okay, there's my secret temporary pitcher pod and torchlight farm, just for now. I'm going to put something against this mountain, and then there's going to be some stuff over here. Very exciting. Anyway, oh my gosh, this video is long. It was supposed to be a quickie. Oh my goodness. Anyway, you can look down on the, the urban areas, expensive houses, middle class houses, older house, and then nasty condo with a cool pool, and some fancy townhouses with a beautiful landscaping in between. This is my favorite landscaping I've ever done. Oh yeah, then the cheap houses and the row houses with the beautiful park. And that's because even here in Minneapolis, some of our worst areas and neighborhoods have really beautiful parks. I don't know why. Anyway, and then, the winter park area. Isn't that beautiful? And then remember, once I finish what I'm going to build here, it's going to complete this entire area. But anyway, these tall buildings aren't so tall anymore, are they? Like this, remember? This was our tallest building right here. And now I'm the tallest. That's what it says. Look at that. You can watch people sleep. There's a thing in the news about that. About how legal is it if you don't have your curtains closed to do things. And in New York City, a judge ruled if you're in your own building, you can do anything you want. So there you go, in New York. Anyway, everything has these things on it. Lightning rods, I don't know if you need them. But, man, we're almost... No, yeah, we're taller. We're one block taller than the lookout over there. So we made it. We are the tallest over here. Except, you can go even taller. Why? Because you can go up here. Be careful so you don't fall off the building. There are no railings. We have our own antenna. And if you want to look without an obstructed view, this is where you would go. So there you go. Those are all the new builds since the last update, from the sniffer farm to the observation tower to the condos to the little jumping pit thing to a little park to our tall glass building. And then we've got our original fortress. We got our newest building of the whole city next to the oldest building of the whole city. See how you work that out? Clever, isn't it? Then we got some other stuff here. So let me find a way to get a selfie here, because I need a thumbnail. There's an airplane. Let's put the airplane right above us, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. That is the city part done. We just need to build one more thing over there, and this entire phase will be done. I'm hoping to see you one more time before my surgery, but no promises. Life has been very busy prepping for my surgery, not only having a bunch of appointments, but just getting things ready. Like there's some projects around the house that I have to do. And then Some of the animals, like the reptiles, I'm doing complete overhauls of their environments so it can be good for another 6 months or whatever. So I don't know, I might see you one more time. If not, reach me in Discord if you're on the server, and leave comments if you're not on the server, and I'll see you next time.